What time is it? Game time. The NFL 2021 season kicks off tonight with the Super Bowl champions, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, taking on the Dallas Cowboys in Tampa. 44-year-old Tom Brady and the Bucs are looking to kick off the season with a win on their quest to repeat last year's historic Super Bowl victory. The Cowboys are looking to hand the Bucs their first loss since November of last year. Cowboys franchise quarterback Dak Prescott returns to the gridiron for the first time in almost a year after suffering a brutal season-ending leg injury in Week 5 against the Giants last season. Let's bring in Will Brinson now. He's a CBS Sports senior NFL writer and host of Pick Six podcast. Will, welcome. Great to see you. So Tom Brady and the Super Bowl champion Buccaneers kick off the season against Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. What are you expecting to see in tonight's matchup?
At this stage of my career, I expect most of the players that I'm covering to be younger than me. Somehow Tom Brady defies that logic continually. And I think there's a decent chance that we see the Buccaneers come out and send a statement to the rest of the NFL that they fully intend to defend their Super Bowl championship. They went to the playoffs as a wild card last year and went on this crazy road game run in the playoffs. Brady hasn't had a full offseason with the guys he's throwing to. He finally is getting a chance to develop a rapport with all of his weapons. And the way this guy trains, the way this guy handles his body, the way he approaches the game, he's not going to fall off a cliff in 2021. I think this offense, the no risk it, no biscuit philosophy with Bruce Arians and Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown, Gronk, O.J. Howard. I mean, they are absolutely loaded. They brought all 22 starters back, the first Super Bowl champion to do so since the 1977 Raiders. This team is just going to win a ton of games, and they're going to put up a ton of points against a really bad Cowboys defense. The question for me tonight is, can Dak Prescott and Zeke Elliott and that Cowboys offense, which wasn't even really that good early last year, can they answer what Tom Brady and the Bucs put up on the board?
And, of course, the coronavirus plagued the NFL last season, forcing players to be sidelined and rescheduling several matchups. How is the NFL tackling the issue of COVID-19 with the kickoff of this season?
Yeah, look, the NFL has done a really good job managing protocols and putting certain processes in place to ensure safety for fans and especially safety for players. Because of union issues, they can't mandate a vaccine for players. Tier 1 employees of clubs, coaches, GMs, et cetera, are mandated to have the vaccine. They have a pretty high vaccination rate for the players. And if you look at the protocols, it hints at, vaccination is probably the way to go. It is substantially more difficult for players who are not vaccinated to deal with road trips. And if, for instance, if you have let's say hypothetically a quarterback like Kirk Cousins who is not vaccinated and he comes into a close contact situation on a Friday, he's going to miss 10 days. And that means multiple games. Whereas a vaccinated player has different protocols. So the NFL has been stringent, has been diligent, and has been aggressive in implementing these protocols. And, after we saw last season, I thought the NFL handled it really well. They catch a lot of grief for, a lot of things. But particularly the way they've handled COVID, I think, has been very impressive.
What do you think about the fact that some players appear to remain hesitant to receive the COVID vaccine? Might their hesitancy impact their team over the course of the season?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And look, this is not a vaccination take for me. This is simply whether I'm making picks or, hypothetically, if you're in a state where it's legal, maybe you're placing a little wager on a team. Like, do you really want to take the over on the Minnesota Vikings win total, knowing that Kirk Cousins could miss as many, theoretically, 17 games if he comes in close contact, repeatedly. There's no maximum amount of games a player who's unvaccinated could miss. The protocols are such that players who are not vaccinated are putting themselves at risk to miss games. And again, not a vaccination take, simply if I'm making a bet, if I am, making a pick, if I am making a decision in my fantasy leagues, any of those things, you have to take that into consideration. The NFL has made these protocols so strict, so stringent, so polar opposite for vaccinated versus unvaccinated players that there is absolutely a risk that unvaccinated players could miss multiple games this year.
All 32 stadiums around the league are expected to be at full capacity for the first time in over a year. What impact do you think fans in the stands will have on the play on the field?
I actually think this is the most underrated storyline going in the NFL right now. And if you can sort of see how it's going to happen this weekend based on what we saw from college football. I was actually at the NC State game, and it's a weird feeling to be in a full stadium again. What's interesting, though, from a player perspective, is that you have multiple NFL quarterbacks, rookie quarterbacks, who have never played against an NFL defense with a full crowd in the stadium, like an away game. Justin Herbert, Tua Tagovailoa, and Joe Burrow, those three rookies. They came into the NFL with COVID in place and no crowds, right? And go and look at the college games from this weekend. North Carolina, the Tar Heels go into Lane Stadium against Virginia Tech on Friday night. The better team, like the top 10 ranked team in the country, a really good football team coached by Mac Brown, and they looked like they couldn't handle the crowd noise because these teams aren't used to it. That place, they had Enter Sandman cranking up. That place was rocking, and you're going to see that in certain places. Like when the Steelers go to play the Bills. Ben Roethlisberger's a veteran quarterback, so he's not going to be shook by it, but I would expect some of these rowdier fan bases to really crank up the home field advantage for their respective teams.
I love this idea. These players who haven't played in front of a big crowd before, getting that for the first time. It'll be fun to see. So this is the first year the NFL is expanding its regular season to 17 games. Do you foresee that this one additional game could have major implications on the outcome of the season? Yeah,
I mean, first of all, it's really annoying to say 12-5. What are we doing here? I don't like it. I mean, I know it's here. I know it's here to stay. The new schedule has thrown me way off kilter with the preseason ending early, and now we're going to have it extending. By the way, thanks NFL. You're going to put the Super Bowl on Valentine's Day? What are you doing here? I think as far as the 17 games go, it's interesting to look at it from a couple of perspectives. The win totals, when you start to look at this in Las Vegas, I don't know that they're fully adjusted, right? The Bills, the Ravens, really good, the Chiefs as well, at 11 or 12 wins. These are teams that are probably going to win, 14 or 15 games. Suddenly, a 14-win season was, fairly rare because you go 14-2. Now all of a sudden, it's more like 15-2 is potentially a bigger, a more successful season. And so I do think that it will have an impact from that perspective in terms of how we approach this and look at the records and look at these teams. And yes, an additional game is going to cause, it's going to create additional injuries. It's going to create additional players required to go that extra week, and it's going to put an additional strain on these teams. And it will make life more difficult, especially for teams that aren't very good.
Right. All right. Well, Will Brinson, thank you so much, and happy football watching tonight.
Hey, good to have football back. Thanks for having me.